So, if you've been here long enough, for those of you who have, you know, that I appreciate that, sit here through all these wonderful videos that I keep on making. For those of you who have been here long enough, you might have heard me mention once or twice or a million times that when I'm usually missing a piece, I usually find it very, very quickly in a next slot or whatever. I will say that in the past, I've mentioned on these videos that I'm missing X piece, and I will get something in the mail from a friend within a couple months, which is very, very sweet of them. And I do appreciate that. It happens rarely, and I don't want it to happen frequently. Listen to me. Nobody needs to send me pieces unless I specifically ask for pieces. I have a plethora, a virtual cornucopia of pieces in my collection that I haven't even sorted yet. Or trying to find again. I every once in a while think, oh, I need that piece. Oh wait, I looked up for that piece 3 years ago and I couldn't find it. It's somewhere in one of these bins. I haven't fully sorted it out yet. Blah blah blah. So, but I had mentioned a few times, more than a few times, that when I reconstitute a set and I'm missing a piece, I will substitute white like I did here. I've mentioned that in the past video right there. I don't have any more trans red antennas. That may be a Bricklink order for sure, because I have a lot of sets that require trans red antennas, and I'm not going to wait. but I'm trying to make the Bricklink order worthy, not just order just a bunch of trans red antennas. So I'm putting a hold on it until I find other pieces that I may want. But what happened here was I reconstituted these 4 sets. This guy last, which is a Spirius set, which wasn't my favorite theme in the past. Again, I didn't buy anything Spirius off the shelf at all, but I think I have all of them now, and I think I did videos on all of them now. But I got this guy out of this lot where I got these other 3 sets, and I said, oh, there it is, and I had to grab a few pieces from my collection. Very, very few. This one was mostly complete. But what I said is I'm missing the minifig because there was no minifigs at all in the lot, which was quite okay for me, because I have a million minifigs. I don't know if I have a million, but I have plenty of minifigs, and most of them are in the display, in my layout, and so I don't worry about it here when I'm reconstituting these sets, because should I get to the point where I basically take apart the layout, which will be a very, very long time from now, I'm gonna put all the pieces back into their constituent sets. Probably it'd be fun, more reconstitutions and blah blah blah. I actually don't know how many more sets I could build if I take apart the layout. Obviously the monorail sets, I could make a lot of monorail sets. Should I want to take apart, but I don't want to make a monorail set. I want to make a layout. But anyway, so what happened was I reconstituted this guy. Didn't have the minifigs. I don't have too many Spirius minifigs to begin with, and I know, again, I have somewhere right here on the shelf with my minifig parts a bag full of torsos for Spirius, at least 5, because I remember putting them in a Ziploc a year plus ago and putting it in there and saying, oh, he's going to get around to it. And now I can't find them because, again, the minifigs are a mess. Because when kids come down to my room, they go for the minifigs. They leave the 17,000 linear feet of Lego storage alone. They go straight to the minifigs, and I'm always reorganizing the minifigs, finding the parts and pieces, strewn about, as I say. But anyway, so I reconstituted that set, made the video. And then this weekend, I went over to my very good and dear friend Jamie's store. It's called Brick Shack. It's in Grimsby, Ontario, and it's fantastic. And he's online now, I believe. And I hadn't seen him in a while. Again, my fault is I get busy, and he has regulars that show up there all the time, every week, sometimes more than once a week. Of course, Grimsby is a little farther for me to get to, but I keep on thinking, oh, I'm going to go out there this weekend, and I never get out there. So it was a very, very long time. I think in the beginning of summer was last time I had actually stepped foot into a store. And so I was there on Sunday, a couple days ago, and he expanded the Brick Bar, which, for those of you who know what his Brick Bar is, it's seriously a sandbox for us. It's a fantastic place. Basically, it is, I think, 8 containers instead of 4. I would say 3 foot by 4 foot, maybe 2 by 3. 3 foot by 4 foot, full of Lego. And he tries to reasonably dump the lots that he gets, the loose brick that he gets, into kind of, this is 90s, this is 2000s, this is 2010s. But you look through it and you find parts and pieces. And I did that. So we'll talk about this guy in a second, but I got a bag of bricks. Now, what he does is, I think he charges $15, $15 for a pick brick cup like this. So you go into the brick bar and you find the pieces you want, you dump them in here, you fill it up, and you bring it up to the counter, and you can take it home. They put it in the Ziplocs. They keep all the pick brick cups there. And what I do, and every time I've been there, mostly every time I've been there, but Jeffy was there. When Jeffy's there, we spend a lot of time at the brick bar, and we find parts and pieces and whatever else is. And I usually will fill up a cup full, but usually when I'm there, at least 80% of the time, I don't fill up the cup, because again, I get the parts that I can see readily, and I put them in the cup, and then I go up there. Oh, you can fill it up with miscellaneous pieces. Then I have to sort them. That's more work for me. So I will pay the money, and I was there, and I found a couple pieces I really wanted. This guy, because I am, again, low on these guys, because I reconstituted all the sets, and I got small tires and I got large tires, but I don't have medium tires. Too many medium tires. And so, and I think if you remember correctly, I think there's a Space Police 2 set where I had to substitute yellow tires for black tires. 2 of them were yellow, and I want to replace them with black. So I saw that, I grabbed it, and then that's the one I wanted. And then I found these guys. Again, I don't know why I grabbed them, but there were a few there, so I grabbed them anyway. Grabbed this cute little thing, the little scooter that came in those little sets. This guy, maybe something in the future. I did grab some yellow pieces because I know that I'm low on yellow plates. So basic, I got some basic pieces here that need to be washed. I got this guy because I don't own this guy that I know of. I don't own this guy, so I thought it was cool. And I grabbed one of these guys from Dimensions. Oops, it fell on the floor. Every time I come across a lot, if I see something at Value Village, because you'll go to Value Village and you'll see these in the bag, and the bidding figs will not be there, but usually if there's a build like the back car or whatever, those pieces will be in there. But I'll grab this and I will play Lego Dimensions, and I have another thing. So I just grabbed a few pieces. I grabbed a nice little 6x6 radar dish. So that's what I grabbed from the brick bar really quickly. Just grabbed and then talked to Jamie the rest of the time. But one of the best things about Jamie, out of the many best things about Jamie's store, and I can't talk highly enough about how wonderful Jamie's store is. The brick bar is my favorite thing. The other almost favorite thing is he keeps minifigs on display, and he doesn't charge stupid money for them. His prices are exceedingly fair. Fair for the buyer as well as the seller. And I absolutely adore that about Jamie. He's not out to rip people off. He really puts an honest effort into making it a nice hobby. He's not in it to buy the Taj Mahal. He's in it, he makes a little bit of profit, and he doesn't twist people's arms. So when you go in there, you'll see the whole display of minifigs. He also built his own mocks, by the way, and he sells his mocks. Like I mentioned this guy before. This is one of his sets that you can buy in a box with instructions. So he makes his own instructions, and Josh wanted this. We have that. But he has lots of minifigs. Anything that doesn't come in a set, because he sells used sets too. If he goes out and buys lots of used lots, and he gets and then if he can reconstitute a set like I do, he puts that in a display. So you'll see sets in there, a lot of Ninjago, a lot of last week was some classic space, but it was all gone before I got there. There was a nice Planet set there that I don't need, and a few other older ones. But because you got to use lot with lots of classic space, and when I say classic space, from 1978 to 1998, so across all themes, there was a lot of classic space minifigs, a lot of M-Tron, Blacktron 2, and Spirius. So it's like, huh. so and I just walked in there on Sunday, and I did the video on last week, and I go, hey, he's good. So I bought 2 of each, these guys for the other theme, and then these guys, 2 of these. He had tons of M-Tron, but I got 30 M-Trons right there. I don't need any more M-Trons. He had some Blacktron too. I got 6, maybe 5 Blacktron 2s over there. I reconstituted enough of those. I got, what I am missing was Spirius and Unitron and those other guys. And that's when you got figs like that, which are really, really cool. I mean, I love these guys. And then you got, let's see, this guy, which is a really, really cool guy to have. So, but he had, and I didn't want to buy them all because I have lots of other theme minifigs. As a matter of fact, besides Unitron and Spirius, and RoboForce, I have lots of Explorians, and Explorians is one of those themes that I didn't appreciate at the beginning, but I learned to love it as I built them for my what do you call that? When I was surveying them. What? I'm tired again. The words are failing. When I was talking about them, that's a good way of putting it. When I was reviewing them, it's so many things going on right now. I built the Explorian sets, and I actually really do like them. They were a little more fleshed out than Futuron. Same color theme overall, although Trans Neon Green was more prevalent in Explorians, but I do believe, if I remember correctly, Trans Dark Blue is also in Explorians. But the ships and basically the ships seemed a little more detailed than Futuron, which seemed to be very, very stark in comparison. But if you want to make a comparison, if you put Explorian ships out and you put Futuron ships out, they're very, very much the same amount of white and black and stuff. But anyway, but I have lots of Explorians figs. I have lots of, as I say, M-Tron figs. I have lots of Blacktron 2 figs. I got lots of Blacktron 1 figs. Blacktron 1, the best. I even had, where are they all? Lots of Futuron figs there. Not too many red ones. They're pretty rare. But I got all the other colors. And of course the classic space figs. The red, white, yellow. No black at all. I have no black classic space minifigs up on the wall right now. Which is not odd because I have very, very few, and I reconstitute all the sets. And I have a bunch in my layout because that's the rocket launch guys, or the black minifigs. And I got very few blue, original blue, not Benny blue, because I got tons of Benny minifigs, but a very, very few blue space figs over there. So it was nice when I walked in there and I saw, and again, had I gone in there when because I follow him, if you can follow him on Facebook, by the way, Brick Shack. He has a Facebook page, and he uploads, hey, I got this new lot of Star Wars, I got this new lot of Ninjago, I got this new lot of whatever that he's acquired through his various sources, and they'll be in the store by tomorrow or whatever. And people go, Harry Potter. There was a Harry Potter lot a few months back, I can remember correctly. Fantastic. And I watched him do this, by the way. This is not hearsay. When he reconstitutes sets, he downloads the parts, the inventory from wherever, I don't know which one he uses, Bricklink, Brickowl, or Puron, and he verifies. And he usually builds it. It's underneath the display with like the minifigs, and to make sure all the parts are there. And it's a lot of effort, but we love building. We love reconstituting sets, obviously, because we do. And I cannot thank him enough for doing that and everything else that he does. He's not paying me to do this, by the way. I paid for this stuff. Just so you know, he's not saying, "Hey, Dave, do a good." He doesn't watch who watches besides you guys? Who watches my videos? But I do appreciate that he's there and he puts the effort into the community, and yeah. So I have now. The only thing that this doesn't have is the proper helmet. This is the young kid, which I believe didn't have the printed on the helmet like you're supposed to, but it's good enough for Canada, as my Opa used to say, good enough for Canada. And so he's gonna go on, and all of a sudden the gun's missing. Where'd the gun go? I had the gun the entire time, and when I moved it, the gun went flying. So facility, I go into one of my favorite bins, classic space tools, and you can just see the classic space goodness in there. All of it from classic space. There are actually some things that are not classic space, but most of it's classic space. And I used to bring this to shows because I got these guys. I used to bring this to shows because when I was populating layouts, ad hoc layouts with Jeff at the beginning, we didn't have anything set. So when we took it out, all the minifigs went back into a bin, and then we go to the next show and we put all the minifigs back out. So now this guy stays home, so I don't have to. I throw it. I take a handful and I throw it into the drawer there for the layout. And if I need to grab something for a guy that he needs something, but there we go. Minifig on the. Oh, it was in the thing. Places I should have looked. Sanity. So now he is mostly complete except for the minifig head. Which is the wrong one, and the helmet doesn't have the printing, but now it's complete except for those two things. And I have some spares, and I'm gonna put them on the wall for the next reconstitution. So very, very happy. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for being there. I do appreciate it, and I do appreciate that we got to chat a lot. That was very, very kind of you to listen to my droning on about how much I love this hobby and how much I appreciate the store being there. If you are in the area, if you are in the Southern Ontario, Golden Horseshoe, and even smaller Hamilton, Niagara area on a weekend, and you say, hey, I want to go to the Brick Shack, call me up, drop me a line. Hey, Dave, let's meet at the Brick Shack. I think he's open from Wednesdays to Sundays. He's not open Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and of course I'm working during the week. But if you're anywhere in the Golden Horseshoe and you want to go to the Brick Shack in Grimsby, get your Google out, get your Google Maps out, figure out where it is, and you want to meet up there, I love going there, and I will spend time going through the Brick Bar again and get more pieces I want. Every time I go there, I fill up a cup, sometimes two, once three. He had, I think it was well over a year ago, post-COVID, I think it was post-COVID, I can't remember now. He had acquired a lot that had lots of Ice Planet in it, and he reconstituted lots of Ice Planet sets, but he also had a lot of overflow bricks from Ice Planet, and he dumped them into the Brick Bar, and I picked up 30, I think 30, I can see them from here. Let me just see that. Little song and dance. Because of Jamie and his Brick Bar, this is what I had to do. This is my plastic tires, small, medium, and large. But this is not black and not gray, and I think not red. So it's just orange, white, and blue. And the whites, you'll see 50 or more of these in here. They're just all over the place in here. Most of those came from the Brick Shack, from the Brick Bar. And so I went through all the Brick Bar bins, and I kept on finding these. I said, hey, I might need them someday. So I grabbed a lot. And I can't remember if I got those from the Brick Bar, but I know that I got just 3 pick-a-brick cups full of these tires. I love these tires. I mean, I left some for other people, but he had lots. So, and he had reconstituted all the little vehicles from Ice Planet that had those that he could. And he had like half a dozen or a dozen of them underneath the display counter. Now, I already own some, and you've seen the video before of all the Ice Planet that I own. because I mentioned this numerous times and I have no problem saying it. If I wasn't a classic space fan, I'd love Ice Planet, because Ice Planet is so cool, pardon the pun. It's got a beautiful color scheme, and it has beautiful parts, and it has beautiful mocks, builds, beautiful sets. And the Sat 5, we have this discussion. Sat 5 is, I won't say literally, but right up there as one of the most perfect classic space sets ever released, period. Like, it is perfect. It's small, doesn't cost a lot, has really good bunch of pieces, but just looking at it, the build, everything about the Sat 5, the Sat 5 is wonderful. As a matter of fact, I'm sad that I don't have one on display. They're all stored. But anyway, I would love Ice Planet. I would probably do an Ice Planet layout. I mean, that would be a lot more extensive than this one. Because I do have them. I have 3. Again, not like my trans yellow, but I have 3. And I have the base built, so that's 4. So I have 4 of these guys. Because they're cool. So I could do a mini display for Ice Planet. I just think it would be, I don't have any white base plates, so to have to brick build Tundra or something, which I'm not looking forward to. I think that was my biggest dissuasion of me doing an Ice Planet layout, because I would have to build the landscape, and with my classic space layout, it's throw base plates. Which fundamentally lazy. So anyway, that's it. That's all. I just wanted to catch you guys up, and this is going to be released. Today's the 16th. See, I'm trying to now. See, this is me now. I'm actually thinking about when these things are going to be released. I think this is going to be released on Monday. So, and today's Tuesday, so it'll be released 7 days from now. So I might have more videos, because I did a whole bunch of videos last week, which are being released one at a time this week. And so I'm going to wash those bricks that I got from the brick bar, because I see that they're a little dusty. I'm not going to wash them any feet, because they're looking remarkably clean. And I'm going to roll these pieces into my collection. I don't think I'm going to build or reconstitute anything else. I couldn't find anything else that I wanted to build. As I say, I could build the small ship for Space Police 1, but in the end, I'd have to pull a lot of pieces from my collection, and again, I don't have any trans-red antennas, so I don't think I'm going to do that. But again, you've heard me say that before, and I went and did it, so you'll see what happens next video. See if I do it or not. I'll be as surprised as you. So, I will say this: my mind, the way my mind works, I am firm in my convictions that I'm not going to do this, and then 10 minutes goes by, and oh, look, a rabbit, or look, squirrel, or whatever. Hey, that sounds interesting. And a passing errant thought will just go through my head. Wouldn't it be cool to have another one? Sure. So that usually is what happens. An errant thought goes through my head. Oh, yeah, I'll be sorting, and I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'll be sorting these pieces into my collection, and I'll come across a few pieces that are not basic brick, and I go, ooh, now it's started, and then I go, I wonder if I can actually build it, and what pieces I'll need from my collection. We already talked about the fact that the printing is going to be wrong, because I don't have, as I said, I have 4 lefts. I need if somebody else has 4 rights, we can swap 2 and 2. Let me know. Or I have 4 rights, whatever. I have 4 of the one side and 0 of the other side now. So it would be backwards or upside down. The red, there was some Technic pieces in here that there wasn't a lot of Technic pieces, but there were some Technic pieces in here, and I know that I'm kind of low in red right now because I did build, and this is something that is so old, and just don't. But this is the orbital for the space shuttle the Technic Space Shuttle that you'll see on my other videos, closing. But I was trying to Technic build the orbital and the solid rocket boosters to scale to the. I'm not gonna pull them down to the space shuttle. And so my premise, my idea was to have the space shuttle on the, and again, wow, my mind's gone. The carrier, there's a specific name for it that I forgot right now. So building the carrier out of Technic, the space shuttle obviously out of Technic, the solid rocket boosters and the orbital out of Technic, and the launch tower out of Technic. And I think that would be a really, really cool thing to build. But as I started just building that guy, and going, this is gonna, because the space shuttle's big, this 8848, like, wow, I can't even remember this space shuttle, because the 8448 is a supercar. 688, no, because it's classic space. I honestly can't remember. That's just very odd, because I used to know that number right off the top of my head. But the Technic Space Shuttle 8484? No, that's not it. I'm not even gonna look it up. But the Technic Space Shuttle is one of my favorite sets, period, and I happen to have 3 of them built right there, up there. You've seen in my other videos. It is to me the mecca, the golden idol of Lego for me, next to monorail, but you know, whatever. And the theme of Technic, the space shuttle, is my favorite, and it's not even like a close competition with literally anything else. And I loved Technic back in the day, and I had lots of it, and they made some really, really great sets, and there's not a bad Technic set out there, really. But the space shuttle was the pinnacle of Technic, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to build the carrier. I wanted to build the launch pad. I wanted to build the tower. I wanted to build the solid rocket boosters. And that orbital took me like a week just to scrounge the pieces, and then I'm looking at the bricklink orders that I have to make to finish it, and I'm going, oh, just whatever. So that's been sitting on top of my Star Wars box, by the way, the 10030 that I use as a footstool right over there. That sits on top of it for 5-6 years now. So it's just, and I have to move it every time I move something onto my desk. So and you can see how dusty it is and how broken it is, because it's, you know, whatever, it just stays there. For the time possibly when I retire and I get back into it and build the whole thing, the whole enchilada, because I have the 3 space shuttles. I wanted to do three vignettes out of Technic, on the carrier, in orbit with the doors open, launching a satellite. And there was some, oh yeah, my favorite, it was going to be on top of the 747. And then I started looking at the space shuttle scale. I said, how am I going to build a 747 out of Technic that's in scale with the space shuttle? Like, I'd have to make a ton of bricklink orders. And of course, I would want to use original colors. So that's old light gray and old dark gray, which are very, very few. Of course, I got a box full of them right there called the Imperial Star Destroyer. But that's another story. But anyway, we'll see what happens. This has already gone on too long, almost 30 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up because I don't want to waste too much of your time. And I wanted to make this thing basically entirely about Lego. Yay! No tangents that are not related to Lego. Yay! So that's a score for everybody. It is a happy time. So anyway, love these tires. They're fantastic. And my black and gray and yellow, because I can see it, is the big box, the big clear box, shoe box, that's just full. But it's actually, let's talk about that and go past the 30-minute mark. So this is one box that's all that's in here, and all overflow. I guess I stuffed them in here. 9. So I used some somewhere else. I bought these years ago off of Bricklink, like decades ago off of Bricklink, before I met Sandy off of Bricklink. I was going to build a Robo Guardian at 3 times the scale. And I just never got around to it. And somebody else did it, and they did a beautiful job, so I don't have to. So I have these tires left over because I do have my Megacore magnetizer already built. I was going to build a second Megacore magnetizer, but then my buddy Jeff reminded me that there are specific pieces that came in that set that I only have 1 copy of because I have 1 Megacore magnetizer, although a Bricklink order, and I would have all the parts to build a second Megacore magnetizer because I got all the other pieces. I did give away my trans neon green dome to a friend because they asked for it, because I already had one for my Megacore magnetizer, and I got one another used lot. And you would think that if I got a trans neon green dome and a used lot, that I would have also had, because it only came in a Megacore magnetizer, that I would also had the rest of the Megacore magnetizer, but I do not. The inverted 5x6x2 slopes that came in red only came in the Megacore magnetizer, again from what I was told. I have tons in blue, I have tons in white, and I have tons in light gray. But I only had 2 in red, and those 2 are in my Megacore magnetizer. So I'd have to order another 2 of those, and then I'd have to figure out what other unique pieces came in that set, or I don't have enough of. So I was actually thinking, again, because it crossed my mind that I have these guys, to attempt to build another Megacore magnetizer. And I did get that Bricklink order before Christmas of the rack and pinion thing, that I would have enough pieces to build that, because that would need it. And I'll have to get another trans neon green dome because I only have 1 now. I gave away my second one. So I'd order another if I wanted to do it. Right now it's, you know, not in my list of things I need to do, and so that's what those are. But then I have this one, and again, this is emptier now after reconstituting all the sets, where I have a bunch of those. Again, from used lots recently, I got a bunch of those. Some castle stuff, and this is where these guys go now because there's room for it. These are my slicks for the RC car, and I love my 8475. I think I got that right. And there's a few other sets that had the same thing. And I think I got 5 or 6 of those. I owned 3 myself, and my friend Janie gave me one of hers because she knows I love them. So I have hers, and it's still built. So that's 4, and I think I have a spare that I got in a used lot somewhere. So yellow ones from, I want to say Aquanauts, but I don't think so. I honestly can't remember the yellow ones. Maybe it was Spirus or whatever. I honestly, you know, I should look it up. And lots of these, because again, I find these in the brick bar too. And when I see them in the brick bar, I buy them. So I have lots of those. And then I think I also have, I think I just saw it. No, that's not it. I was going to say I have my Z-Nap wheels in here too, but I think all my Z-Naps are in green. Aqua Raiders, maybe. It's been a while, and I don't do those themes, so I don't know. I love this sound. So, and these newer ones, you know, so this is my big wheel, plastic wheel mix. So that's what that is. So basically I have three bins full, 1 big one and 2 small ones of those plastic wheels, and then these things will go in there after I wash them, and we'll move on. So this went past the 30-minute mark, and I'm sorry. So I am going to wrap it up now because I'm going to go to bed. Everybody out there, stay safe, take care. Yeah. If you're in the area and you want to go to Jamie's store, absolutely give me a shout. I'd love to go there and have, you know, we'll play catch up. So stay safe, take care, and live long and prosper, and I'll talk to you soon.